Hey-ho, Kermit the Frog here, welcoming all the lovers, the dreamers, and me to my special 70th anniversary special. Yay! So I want to thank all of you for joining me. I think this bit has already gone far enough. Anyway, greetings and felicitations, assorted children of the internet. I am the Logician. And I know things have already gotten off to a weird start. It's because there's a notable culmination of a lot of different events coming together at the same time. I just wanted to pay quick homage to Kermit's 70th there, just for a quick second to get it out of the way. But also, to debatably a far more pressing matter, at least for me personally. Now, some of you might be wondering what the fuck it is I'm talking about. Well, I will fucking tell ya. Actually, on second thought, a picture says 1,000 words, so before any of that, let me just scoot things over to the good old, as good as they can get anyway, YouTubes for just a moment. And, you will see what it is I'm referring to.
Calling Monarch Community Support Line.
This just in. There have been a number of Titan sightings today all over the globe.
Not sponsored, by the way. I'm just that much of a fucking dork. Ah, my word. But, yes. The Monsterverse, produced by Legendary Pictures, is producing, or at least they've finally announced that they're producing, yet another Godzilla x Kong movie. This one entitled Supernova, which has some interesting implications, but nevertheless, I, as an avid Godzilla enthusiast, am very much excited for this. So, with that in mind, I figured I would pull out a game that I have been meaning to play for quite some time now, and that is GigaBash. Now, for the uninitiated, GigaBash is essentially the spiritual successor to the Pipeworks Atari Godzilla fighting game trilogy that was released onto the GameCube, PS2, and that general generation of consoles back in the day. And so I've been looking for pretty much any major excuse to play this. It's kind of been outside of my general wheelhouse. I am not a fighting game guy. I'm not... who am I kidding? I'm a kaiju movie guy. You all know this by now. At least the real ones do. I just wanted an excuse to talk about Godzilla, and this seemed like the perfect opportunity. In other news, water is wet. Yeah, you're not fucking wrong, Faye. But I digress. Yes, it is time for us to, I'm trying to think of a kaiju-related pun. Fuck it, Weeball. So, here we are, GigaBash. I'm very much excited to get into this right out the gate. Now, for the uninitiated, who are potentially not as intimately familiar with this genre as I am, kaiju generally refer to giant monsters, you know, typical tokusatsu fare. Tokusatsu specifically being a genre of film and TV from the Japams, as the children say. And it roughly just translates to special effects series. It was sort of spearheaded by Toho Studios in 1954 with the original Gojira. And then Eiji Tsuburaya, the special effects director from Toho Studios, would go on to make his own studio and his own flagship series, Ultra Q, or as it would later come to be known, Ultraman. And you're going to see a lot of references to Ultraman and Godzilla, and a lot of just indie kaiju, and by indie I mean they made them the fuck up for this game. But nevertheless, I am excited, especially considering the DLC roster of kaiju available in this game. So, let's see. Kaiju is basically Dynamax Pokemon. You're not even wrong, Phoenix. That's basically the core source of inspiration behind Dynamax Pokemon. You'll even notice the Super Sentai / Power Ranger influence here. I don't think they could actually get the licensing for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, so they just tried to pay as heavy an homage as they could legally get away with. So, with all of that being said, let's see what story mode is like for this. Oh, I see. Right out the gate, I can tell there's an obvious Red King reference with Goragong here. Now, I believe I will have to complete this guy's story in order to actually gain access to the other kaiju stories. But before any of that, I just want to take some time to play as one of the reasons I'm most excited by this roster. Slot. Yeah, let's just go arcade style. Now, here we have the general roster of kaiju that were created specifically for this game. We have Goragong, who I am going to hazard a guess is based off of Red King, one of the recurrent kaiju from the Ultraman series. We have Pipijuras, who I'm relatively certain is based on, well, the one and only Alien Baltan from Ultraman. You can probably tell there's a number of aesthetic similarities at play here. Thundertross, general Megazord school of robotiness. Wooly. I know it's probably not actually, but I'm going to pretend that's a reference to Wooly from Super Best Friends Play. Well, not Super Best Friends Play anymore, I should say. Anyway. Skorak, general snail kaiju. Gigaman, who himself, obvious homage to the OG Ultraman. Rohana, who I'm going to hazard a guess is a reference to Biolante from the 1989, or in English, 1989 Godzilla vs. Biolante. I guess we can't access this boy just yet. But, I mean, I have to hazard a guess that this kaiju, whose name I unfortunately cannot recall off the top of my head, is heavily based off of, was it Baron? Not Varan, I know. But, it was a monster who was supposed to appear in a Godzilla movie that ended up never getting made, and I unfortunately cannot recall his name off the top of my head. I mean, then you've got this fucker who's just literally Obsidious 2.0. Obsidious being a lava monster who was made specifically for Godzilla Unleashed. Basically taken from a roster of potential kaiju that could have been made for the game. But I digress. Concrete. It's literally just a living building. I mean, it's entirely possible that this is very Japanese Oni based, considering I know there's a whole shtick with, and pardon my lack of encyclopedic cultural knowledge on this, but I remember there being an ongoing theme of a lot of, or at least a specific subcategory of Oni in Japanese culture deriving from inanimate objects that have been around for 100 years or so. Then we have Rojak, who is, again, very much an obvious nod to the Megazord from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Balzar, who is literally just Goldar, except they couldn't get the licensing. I mean, I can't think of any other excuse. Not even excuse, just any other reason. But I digress. Well, let's go through here. We have Ultraman and Emmy from Ultraman Rising, the animated Netflix movie, which introduced a good number of people to Ultraman, which I am thankful for. It's also just a great movie in its own right. We have Chimera from Ultraman Tiga. These two actually essentially got rebooted in Ultraman Trigger. which is a relatively newer series. Alien Baltan, as I mentioned, OG Ultraman from 64, I want to say? Then we have Hedorah, aka the Smog Monster, which was literally Toho Studios' answer to, hey, give a hoot, don't pollute, or else a giant piece of shit from space is going to eat you alive. The OG King Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. Destroya, or as a certain angry basement-dwelling critic would call him, Destroya! We have Kiryu, aka Mechagodzilla. Debatably Mechagodzilla 3, depending on your interpretation of the canon. I know I'm getting lost up my own ass here with my geekdom. We have the 80s/90s Heisei era Godzilla, and of course, the reason why I am, in fact, so excited for all of this, Gigan. Literally my favorite kaiju of all time. Debuting in the late 60s film Godzilla vs. Gigan, which was literally just, what if cockroaches from space came to Earth and tried to take over the world by making a theme park? And it somehow gets dumber than that, and it's great, and I love it. And he was also featured in Godzilla vs. Megalon, which some of you might know as pretty much, to my knowledge, the only Godzilla film ever to be featured on Mystery Science Theater 3000, and sort of set the tone for the West's general opinion of kaiju films, which, understandable. It's become infamous by this point as one of the laughably best/worst of the original Showa-era Godzilla movies for its just unforgivable usage of stock footage from previous films. Not as bad as Godzilla's Revenge, in my opinion, but yeah. Anyway, I'm going to be playing with Gigan here, because I enjoy Gigan. Giant cyborg space chicken that he is. And you know, I've been playing easy, just in my spare time, but I'm going to go with normal because, hey, content. Alright, so, here we go. Now again, I need to preface this by saying I am not a fighting game guy. I'm a button masher at best, and someone who just needs to stick to the movies at worst. This looks like just a character from Halo Infinite, I'm just gonna say. Alright. I mean, I will say, like, one more reason why I am so adamant about playing Gigan is that his special is very much busted. Like, again, I say this as someone who has almost no presence. Not even almost. I have no presence in the fighting game scene. And yet I can tell that this move is severely broken. But then again, Gigan is also infamous within the Godzilla franchise for being especially brutal. Now, you might notice that magenta/purple gauge forming next to my health bar. And, well, when that fills up, as it will momentarily, that allows me to change the tide of battle a little bit. And this, I feel, is an obvious homage to the Rage mode that you get in the Pipeworks Godzilla games. And of course, once the gauge goes up, then of course I shrink back down to normal. And, there's another little feature here. For those of you who enjoy Smash Brothers, this is essentially the GigaBash equivalent of the Smash Ball. And, once you break it, if I am able to, oh, you fucker of mothers. Here we go. Final attack time. And blasting off again. Well, it looks like everyone is fucking dead in that city. Yeah, no, I mean, that's generally the outcome of most circumstances involving kaiju, Phoenix. By the way, also, please let me know how the general volume and audio quality is sounding on your end. I noticed that there apparently was a bit of an issue with an echo earlier. They probably deserved it. I mean, listen, anyone who willingly exists in a coastal town in a world where kaiju are confirmed as real, I feel like they have it coming to one extent or another. Not to get victim blamey with fictional characters, but... Ah, my word. But yes, is the audio sounding more or less fine on your guys' end? Yeah. Also, I do love that with the background here, with the victory screen, that, that anime speed line effect. I recognize that effect because I have that asset in my my list of editing tools. In fact, if I can even just demonstrate that real quick, it's literally the same tool as that that I used to make that even. I'm gonna be the best guy for this time around. One with my ears. Ah, no, that's also entirely fair, Phoenix. And I also appreciate the clarification on that point as well, Faye. But yes, moving right along, footloose and fancy-free. Another nod to Kermit there. Ah, yes, here we go with the Red King equivalent. See, the thing is, like, again, this is obviously a nod to the Pipeworks Godzilla movies, but the aesthetic also reminds me very much of Destroy All Humans, for those of you who remember that series. There we go. Ah, yes, nice. Cornered. Ooh. Ah, yes. Another feature of this game, which is fairly entertaining, is obviously in addition to the destructible buildings that you can throw, you also have to dodge a number of map hazards, especially on a military base. So I may have also just sort of inadvertently fucked myself by focusing on that momentarily. But then again, I'm not here to be Epic Gamers TM. I'm here to have fun with my giant monster game. Oh yeah, no, I absolutely need to give myself some space here. Oh god, yeah, no, I may very well have to do this. But, well, oh. I thought I had full gauge. Apparently, I did not, in fact. Now! Let's see if oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, well, now it's a matter. I forgot that we could both do this at the exact same time. Oh, well, looks like he got it first. So yeah, this is the end of me. Ah, my word. Ah, well. Well, let me try around. Also, as a heads up, there will be a quick ad break in about 45 seconds. So I'm even just gonna keep things here for just a quick second. But yeah, no, I've started implementing ad breaks because, you know, I want to see if I can try and do streaming more full-time, and unfortunately that does come with the sin of late-stage capitalism, so there will be a 1-minute ad break in about 20 seconds. I mean, those of you who are subscribed will be able to circumvent this, so just as a little hint, hint, nudge, nudge, I fucking hate that I have to show myself, but this is, in fact, the society we live in. But yes, those of you who are subscribed do not have to worry about ads, so just pointing that out there. Alright, so, while some of you are captured in ad hell, as it were, I suppose I can just elaborate briefly on my own history with this particular genre, as it were, even just starting with the films. For me personally, I got started with the Godzilla franchise specifically with an old VHS of Godzilla vs. Megalon that I'm pretty sure belonged to my aunt. And I think she may have given it to me. I still have that same VHS. In fact, it's to my right here. Yep, there it is. And that pretty much sent me down the rabbit hole for all things tokusatsu related, whether it was, well, more specifically, the localized iterations of tokusatsu content. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Big Bad Beetleborgs, VR Troopers, and eventually Ultraman, which would end up being my favorite, funnily enough. I would get addicted to the Ultraman Tiga English dub, which I believe was on Fox Kids, if I'm not mistaken. I could be vastly misremembering that, but yeah, that's how I got initially entrapped in the genre as a whole. But yeah, no, I pretty much became my hyperfixation. And I think that also sort of led to my fascination with the likes of Pokemon and Digimon and all these various monster acquiring and taming series. But yes, that's essentially my history with the genre in a nutshell, and I believe in about 3 seconds we're going to be coming back from the ad break. Welcome back for those of you who are patient enough to put up with my selling just a smidgen of what fraction of a soul I have left to the powers that be, just for that little modicum of revenue. But yes, we are back. As a general reminder, and I know I fucking hate myself every time I have to shill, but for those of you who want to get your proverbial get-out-of-jail-free card, all you have to do is subscribe. Any amount will do. To my knowledge, anyway. And, yeah, you'll be able to enjoy these without ads. God, every single word I say in addition to this is... I'm gonna carry on. Let's play the game. Let's play the video game. Pretend we live in a world where the biggest threat to our lives is kaiju. Alright. No pussyfooting around this time. I say as I get fucking... blasted. And I am fucking... I gotta be careful to keep juggling, because otherwise I know I'm gonna get trapped. Oh, I forgot they had a railgun on this base. Oh, yep. Oh boy. Yeah, no, the environmental hazards make for just generally far more interesting gameplay, I feel. Oh. God, now maybe this is just me grasping at straws here, but I have to wonder if, like, that little environmental hazard wasn't a reference to specifically, I want to say either Godzilla 1984 or Godzilla versus... Oh, well, either way. Sorry, I gotta focus on juggling now. I mean, the good news is, since he shifted first... Come on. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Legally distinct Area 52, exactly. Oh, well, that... Oh, God. Whoa, I forgot about the grapple mechanic, admittedly. Hello, Uncle Bill. Thank you for coming by. But yes, we were just playing some GigaBash, basically just my own little way of celebrating the announcement of Godzilla x Kong Supernova, which I am very much adamant about, as someone who's been enjoying kaiju films since since before I entered my preteens. There we fucking go. Okay. Okay, no, but that actually unironically looks very cool. I feel like that could be like a teaser poster for Godzilla vs. Gigan. Just with like the back pointed. Make shameless promotion a redemption. Oh god. I feel like I might actually have to make Power Word Shill a redeem at some point. Autistic special interest. I mean, I feel like that kind of goes without saying in my case. But yes, we're actually making some forward progress now. I forget if this system... Okay, no, you just have the set amount of lives. It doesn't give you any new ones. I mean, that's fine. I imagine it might be a little different on easy mode, but, you know, content is content is content. Another military base. Perfect. Okay. So again, we have our obvious, like, Megazord slash... I admittedly forgot the name of every other type of multicolor tracksuit team-based giant robot that fights aliens and monsters series. One of them starts with a Z. That's all I can immediately remember off the top of my head. Live action film with a... Oh, God. I know there was, like, the Power Rangers remake. Oh, God damn it. Well, that's my shot there. Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, God. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, boy. Oh, shit. Well. Well, fuck. Yeah, no, I may not have this one. All the things. If I can get this, I might stand a fighting chance. There we go. Oh god, I was fucking... God damn it. I was high in the air. Oh god, the fucking... Oh god. See, the thing is, like, when I try and game and talk at the same time, I sort of have, like, a bad case of anti-ADHD where I can only really focus on one thing at a time. Oh, God. Come on. Oh, God damn it. Oh, well, it's Jover. Yeah, no, all I can do is not. Yeah. Oh god. No, I think he's got it. Yeah, here it comes. Gurren Lagann ass. Wow, I actually managed to dodge that. I mean, if I make it out of this, it'll be a fucking miracle. Yeah, no, there it goes. Yeah. Incendiary turkey. That really is the best way to describe Gigan, honestly. How high were you? You know? Apparently not enough to make the pain go away. Oh, well, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Well, thank you very much, Brandon Zilla. Yes, we're just playing a bit of GigaBash here, just sort of commemorating the announcement of Godzilla X Kong Supernova. Again, I still have sort of semi-mixed feelings about that name, but again, with as many signs as there are hinting at the possibility of either Space Godzilla or Gigan being a plot element in this in this upcoming movie, you know, it feels at least apt. It doesn't really have the same... This fucking sword, man. That sword and that charge. It's a deadly combination. Yeah. Oh god, yeah. I might have to switch. I mean, is it the most honorable thing to do? No, but I might have to switch to easy if I get a KO from this. Or at least lose all my lives, that is. There it is. Yep. Yeah, that fucking sword already has a massive goddamn reach. Oh. The thing is, like, I don't know what they call this item, but I see it and I think instantly Smash Ball. Of course, he automatically gets the Smash Ball. Of course, thankfully, I managed to dodge just out of the way. Oh, whoa, mine. Much like the opportunistic shit that is Gigan, I need to take advantage of the opportunity at hand. I mean, I'm not 100% certain. I don't think he can KO me while I'm supercharged here. Of course, I could always be proven wrong, which, given my luck... Oh, well, there we go. Run. Yeah, no, I am not by any... There it is. Game over. To the arcade menu. Yeah, no, that's fine. Alright. Well, I mean, that was one run of that. I might as well try the main story mode. Casual. Story your pace, and less aggressive. Apocalypse. I know. I am, if nothing else, a casual gamer, so... I'm taking you guys along for the ride. So, fuck it. The Mad Beast has returned. I will say, like, the one thing I feel is missing from this game. For centuries, the people of Kahuas lived peacefully on their sacred island. But today, these these outsiders have come to our home. They ignore our warnings, even challenge our traditions. But our fears were not unfounded. There is a greater terror sleeping beneath us. Titan! It's Gorogog! The stories are true! Step aside, ma'am. We'll handle this. Barrier generators deployed. All GDTI units, open fire on that Titan! Okay, so I just think it's kind of an interesting coincidence that they even call the Kaiju Titans in this. Like, given the whole reason I'm playing this game in the first place. Ah, my word. Nice little happy accident. Hello, Lore. Thank you for joining. Yeah, no, this probably just comes across as very on-brand for me. I will say it's funny, because I want to say maybe a few years back, I began taking Lore through some of the newer Godzilla movies, specifically Shin Godzilla, the Monsterverse, the original 54 film, actually, as well as Godzilla -1. And I have been pleased by her reception with the series, at least the non-campy iterations thereof. Artifact secured. Hold the line, man. Okay. Oh, God. Yeah. No, yeah, it makes sense that they'd up the ante gradually. I do love just how much, like, the tanks and such look like toys. This feels like, you know, I'm a kid again playing with, well, plastic soldier men and action figures. Should have made them watch Godzilla's Revenge. Eventually, Brandon Zilla. Eventually. I don't want to subject them to the worst of the worst just yet. Should. God. But yes, no, I am very excited to, well, because I believe, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Once again, very rarely am I able to successfully game and think at the same time. Oh. Well, hey, look at that. Played yourselves. Objective complete. Fall back to the shoreline. But what about the civilians in the city? Shouldn't we? Bah, I'll be fine. Now move! Gonna be late. I was practicing rigging. No, you were absolutely fine, Lore. And congratulations on the winking chibi. That doesn't sound quite right out of context. Excellent. We'll leave his name. I will say, the one thing I feel is missing from this game, at least in terms of the arcade mode, just that last little kiss that I think make this the perfect successor to the pipeline Godzilla games, rather, Jesus Christ, would be like announcing the name of each monster prior to the fight and then going, monsters, fight. Lore going full VTuber, I will neither confirm nor deny. That is up to Lore to disclose at her convenience. Also, just once again, I might as well leave it on this screen here because we're going to have another ad break in about 33 seconds. Once again, I do apologize for the inconvenience. I'm trying to make streaming a more full-time gig. And as much as I hate to admit it, that does require that I shill somewhat every now and then. So, for those of you who want to avoid the ads, please feel free to subscribe. It does help me out, whatever you're able to contribute. And you get to watch these streams without ads, so, hey, bonus. The Pipework games. No, they are fantastic. Alright, heading to ad jail. Of course. Of course, Fee. You fucking... You did that on purpose. Ah, my word. Ah. God. Yeah, I am not entirely certain of the ads of... No ad just... Yeah, it tends to be a little late to actually getting up and running. Maybe because... No, it's been late before. I think it might just need to kick in after a few seconds. I'm, again, still very much trying to get used to this. Very iffy technology at best. Yeah, no, that's a good way to sum it up, Brandon. Ah, my word. Late stage capitalism was a mistake. There it is. Okay, there is the actual ad in progress. But yeah, you know, it's an unfortunate game I have to play. But again, with any luck, if I'm able to find a nice balance in terms of just how much I am able to dedicate full-time to streaming and just making videos in general, which I'd like to get back to making video essays, if I'm being completely honest. Because I did very much enjoy that. It was just a matter of not exactly having as much time on my hands as I would like. And welcome back. I'm hoping that the actual input here is telling me the truth and that you are back from ad jail. Again, I do apologize for the inconvenience. Excellent. Okay. Now, you asked for a random question fee, and I intend to follow through on that. So let me go ahead and break out the D20. And that looks to be a 7. Alright, so what is 7 on the list of random questions for today? So did we all just kind of forget that Earth had a second moon for a hot minute there, or what's up with that? Yes, one of those things we don't really talk about. What I still fucking obsess over every now and then. You know. Kinder Surprise, bitch. Didn't even know about the second moon if I told you. Yeah, no, I agree. You were the one to point it out to me. And it lived as an existential horror in the back of my mind for quite some time after that. It still does to a certain extent. Or the Monster X lives, God. Yeah. Monster X would actually be an interesting poll in terms of DLC characters for this, now that I think about it. Always been partial to the moon? Yeah, no kidding. I wouldn't know anything about that. No, of course not. Luana Island. Our story began hundreds of years ago. When King Kahua led our ancestors on a great voyage in search of new lands to settle. Their journey brought them to a volcano island, fertile with food and wildlife. Unaware, they have trespassed into dangerous territory. Gorogong! It's Gorogong! Gorogong? Isn't he just a myth? again. Can I? No, I can't fully climb. Oh, no, yeah, here I go. All right. All right. Yeah, no, these people absolutely did their homework in terms of, like, what people who enjoyed the Pipeworks games wanted out of a successful successor to that trilogy. Destructible environments, and to a certain extent, environmental hazards. Oh god, well, I mean, I know what I gotta do. Just gotta... I will say, the one thing... Hello, goodbye. Alright, bring it in. Pajurus rolling out. A mind-controlled Titan? You sure this is a good idea, sir? By my calculations, as long as the servos are in check, we'll need to... Blah, blah. Just show us what your new toy can do. But yeah, no, they absolutely did their research in terms of, like, just all of what people enjoyed about the Pipeworks games. I will say, minor complaints I have, really the only things in terms of, like, picking buildings up. I wish that with the larger buildings where you have that arc, you could adjust how far the arc goes. Because, as far as I can tell, it's just stuck at that one distance. But, I mean, again, it's a very minor complaint to an otherwise, you know, very streamlined and polished experience. There we go. Sir, we've lost control of Pajurus! We're running out of options. Okay, bye. Sir, the artifact is secured. Proceed to next phase. Let's not keep our client waiting. Okay, but that was actually a very fucking, like, slick transition from the 3D assets to the comic. Also, when you finish this monster stomping around, feel free to show the progress I sent you. And the Wink and Flora. Ah, yes, of course. So let me even just see. I can click away for just a second. And you'll have to forgive me because whenever I'm streaming and I try and do anything that isn't streaming, my computer likes to run very, very slowly. Alright, and you are okay with me sharing this on stream, just to clarify, Laura. Yep, images sent. Okay, just wanted to double check. So, just a little preview of things to come for my good friend and roommate Lorelei. Yes! Wink! Five internet points to anyone who got that reference. But yes, just very much a preview of things to come. Nothing finalized just yet, it is still in the works, but even already it looks great. The chibi version, yes. Like, I am personally very excited to see more progress. Alright, so. Full version is a bit too complex for you to figure out. I mean, again, one step at a time. You are literally just figuring out how to make a model for the first time. And you've already made much more progress than I would have.
tyrant of the island, greeted his guests with mad fury. The settlers were no match for his ferocious might. With their boats destroyed and no way to escape the island, they ran into the dense jungle, hoping to lose the mad beast.
Command! We've got trouble on our tail!
Just proceed to the landing zone. Backup is on the way.
Steady. Release! Release! Oh, of course, this fucking thing again.
You guys need a hand?
Oh my god, it is.
Ugh. Are they always this ugly? Stop wasting your time, pilot. Secure the artifact.
But yeah, no, this is absolutely Voltron coded. Voltron, that's the name I was trying to remember. It wasn't a Z, it was a V name. God. Oddly enough, this kind of sounds somewhat like Deltarune music. Like this is giving me vibes of like Birdley's theme. Which I guess makes sense. This is also another nerdy character turned cool guy. Yeah, no, this is very much like, what if Birdley got the giant robot? Of course, maybe I'm also just excited for Deltarune coming out in a month. Let's see if I can... Oh, there we go. Oh. Oh, God, yep. Time to lose our fucking minds, God, yeah. I mean, I'll say this much. Pick up the artifact. Oh, go, 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 go. As someone who is, like, opposed to pure escapism, a bit of escapism here and there is not bad.
He's a tough one. Switch to plan B. Now! Got it, Doc.
Oh, you fucker of mothers. GG numbnuts, you dropped the ball. Oh.
Artifact retrieved, sir. We're on our way home.
But yeah, all this to say, I am absolutely fine with escapism, especially in this day and age when everything happens so much. But it's even better when that escapism does have a point to it, in terms of, like, pure escapism. I would say escapism is something that is just sort of like no commentary for the sake of no commentary, where it's purely a distraction from the harsher aspects of real life. And again, there is nothing inherently wrong with that. I feel like if you focus too much on that as a coping mechanism, it can do more harm than good. Which is why I feel like it's better to have escapism with an underlying message to it to sort of remind you, hey, this is a haha funny fantasy setting compared to the real world, but there's still some parallels to be drawn from this in the larger commentary at play. Getting the kaiju, Shinji. There is no Warren Bossing say. You know, that's exactly what I mean by pure escapism. Essentially, Faye. Alright, so let us carry on. The Dragon's Crossing. That does sound like something just outside of Bossing Say.
After running for hours, the settlers reached a dead end. Their fates were sealed. Yet in their final hour, it seems a faint hope still flickers in the dark. Good catch back there, lad. Keep this up for another year and you're in for a promotion. Sir, aren't we getting too close to Tarapak Island? I've heard rumors of a titan in these waters.
Ha! Titans can't swim, lad. Trust me, I've been around long enough to know. Sir, I'd like to point out Godzilla to you. Sir, there's something closing in on us. It's big! Relax, it's just a whale. There he is. Phew. That was one angry whale, huh? Ah, shut up. I love how this thing is like a combination of so many other things. Like, it feels like a combination of Bagon and Batra. Bagon, that's the name of the kaiju I was trying to think of.
Well, well. Look who we have here.
A trespasser!
Fear not, sister. Queen Rohana will protect us.
Alright. I do really appreciate this method of sort of world building within the game. Like, it doesn't rely on, like, too much, like heavy-winded exposition. Like, it's just, it carries just enough as, like, I mean, that's just it. It feels like one of the Dark Horse Godzilla comics that I used to read as a kid. It provides just enough justification between levels, like, to have the matchups with these monsters. Come on. Oh, God, yeah. Jesus, fuck, she ping-ponged my ass. But yeah, no, I do genuinely love all the monster designs in this game. Queen Rohana will not be so easily defeated! Oh boy.
A new challenger approaches.
Foolish witch! Your queen is weak! Betrayers of Tarabak! Have you finally come to repent? Never! All hail Skorak, the one true overlord! Alright, if you could take care of that little pain in the rear there, that'd be much appreciated. Thank you, Fee.
Free for all.
Oh. God, that is a cool little effect there. Oh, actually, wait, can I? Oh, I love that. Oh, hell yeah. God. I even love how this music, because, like, they clearly pulled from a number of different, like, sources of inspiration for the soundtrack. This feels very much like the early, not even early, but like the more famous dub of Dragon Ball Z in terms of like the heavy emphasis on guitar. I would say it even kind of feels a little bit like Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad to that effect. Well, good thing I'm playing on easy. I would be juggled otherwise. Come on, it's like one nubbin of health left. There we go. You defeated Rohana and Skorak? That could only mean this beast is our new king! Time we let go of our past. Let's reunite and follow our new king. All right. So we're going to be heading back to ad jail in about 5 seconds, or at least that's when it says it's going to do that. So pausing for the time being. And of course, it's going to instantly make a liar out of me and just leave me waiting for yet another 30 to 60 seconds before it actually proceeds. I do need to sort of recalibrate the actual distribution of these ads. Because I figured, you know, what's 20 minutes? 20 minutes, you know, it's going to feel a lot longer. And it's going to give you plenty of time to actually get in content. But no, turns out, when you stream for generally 2 to 3 hours, it just sort of flies. Ah, my word. But yes, I do promise that once stream is over tonight, I will try and streamline this process. Because I can't imagine it's fun for all of you to have to repeatedly get locked in jail. Ah, there we go. I suppose at this point for the VOD viewers, let's see, what could I bring up? I suppose I could go briefly into my history with the actual Pipeworks games. Because I started with Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee on the GameCube, because pretty much 90% of what I played by that point was on the GameCube, with like a few PS2 exclusives. Funnily enough, one of those PS2 games I played around that time was, in fact, Godzilla Save the Earth, which I feel like was sort of the happy balance within the trilogy. And then, of course, clever boy that I was, I ended up getting Godzilla Unleashed for the Wii because, hey, everything was on the Wii. What could possibly go wrong? Alright, welcome back to all of you who had to suffer through that. Once again, I do apologize for the sins of late-stage capitalism weighing on both your backs and mine. Once again, I'll have to try and find a way to better circumvent that in the future. Anyway. A fucking course. A fucking course, it was right at the end screen. I blame you, Lore. I blame you for giving me the powers of your plot fruit. My fucking word. Okay, moving on.
Brave Princess Luana raised her song above the wailing crowd. Her graceful rhythm soothed the beast, taming its wild fierceness and something else. But fear still lingered in the hearts of her people. In that moment, she understood what needed to be done. My king, why have you brought us here?
Careful. This is the lair of...
There he is.
Rawa.
Yeah, no, this is absolutely Godzilla meets Bagon meets...
Peasants, bow before the true king!
Never! This is the king of the pirates! As judged by that pile of treasure, obviously.
But yeah, no, Batra meets Godzilla versus... meets Bagon. You know what I mean. Oh, God. Ah, my word. But, you know, it is interesting to see all the little nods to previous kaiju and movies in this. Because, obviously, yeah, we have the spiked tops of the buildings. That's a nod to King Kong. We have the whole being tamed or even empowered by, you know, a priestess's song. That, I feel, is a clear nod to King Caesar from Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. Like, you can tell this was made by people who actually enjoy kaiju movies and tokusatsu in general.
We're winning, brothers and sisters.
Oh, fun.
You are not prepared, peasants! Long live Rawa, the Dragon King!
Okay, so this is how they're gonna, in the story, introduce the mechanic of Giga Energy. Come on. Oh, God. He's juggling me. Oh, well. I mean, help me out there, actually. Thanks, Rawa. Oh, Nelly. Oh, God, yeah, no. Now. Okay, here we go. Abandon your old faith, fellow brother. It is time for the new king to rise.
May his strength unite us all!
S-Class. God, I feel like that might even just, in and of itself, be a nod to Pacific Rim. I need to rewatch Pacific Rim. Laura, you mentioned earlier today that we need to, like, revisit the Monsterverse, and I feel like when we do, we kind of need to lead by watching the original Pacific Rim, by which I mean the only Pacific Rim, because no other film was made in that franchise. The prophecy, the prophesized Giga Chad. Essentially, yes. Yeah, this even feels like a bit of a glorified, like, Godzilla versus King Kong moment.
Get over here!
Oh, hell yeah! God.
Daddy, chill.
Fair enough, Lore, fair enough. Alright, just gonna take a second here to regain what composure I can. I'm not obsessed, you're obsessed. Watch Party of Silver. God. I mean, here's the thing. I feel like literally everyone on this platform, if they had all the money in the world, as much as I'm sure we all wish the evil of money were not a factor in all this, would just want to buy one big house for all their friends. And I feel like movie night would just sort of be the culmination of that dream. Just putting on something to either laugh at or cry at. Because I know I've said it before, whether it's escapist media or otherwise, a lot of how we define ourselves, and I know this is just me randomly getting real for just a moment, but a lot of how we define ourselves and the world that we live in is directly derived from the media we grow up with. And I feel like when we share media that is very near and dear to us, we share just a bit more of ourselves with people. And so I feel very much when I first started sharing kaiju films with Lorelei, that was me sort of offering a specific type of vulnerability that is very much reserved for people who are important to me. And I hope all of you feel similarly inclined with the people in your lives. Like, if you ever want to get to know them better or let them know you better, just share something that means a lot to you, whether it's a movie or a TV show or a song. And I feel like that will be just a surefire sign of whether or not that person is a good match for you, just in general. Anyway, back to WWE with monsters.
Perhaps you are right. It's time for our people to reunite. All hail our mighty new king! And so, Princess Luana led Gorogong to the mouth of the volcano. Only her songs could calm his scorching temper. Without hesitation, she sacrificed her spirit for the future of her people. And from that day on, Gorogong and Princess Luana were never seen again. At last, King Kahua and his people were finally able to settle in peace. And that is the story of Luana Island.
So where is Gorogong now? Yeah, we haven't heard any news from him in weeks.
Well, wherever he is now, let's just pray he's found his peace again.
Gotta go desperately need sleep. Well, thank you for sticking around for as long as you did, Phoenix. Genuinely, it's much appreciated. Hell yeah, now we have Rawa. Gorgon story art, excellent. Love the voices. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're able to hear them adequately over the background music and everything else. And funny that, I guess being a voice actor will sometimes give me an advantage when it comes to these types of games. But yeah, no, I'm assuming that was the last level of this. And again, I have to say, this very much reminds me of the Dark Horse Godzilla comics. In terms of just the minor bits of justification they have for whatever G-Force equivalent, you know, they have in the story to move the monster from location to location. Like, this is absolutely in that same spirit in terms of, like, the story mode. And so I can't confirm. I unfortunately have not done sufficient enough research into the people behind this game, but I would have to hazard a guess that at least someone on that team read those Dark Horse comics. And again, the way they implemented this, it works a lot better. I mean, I feel like this is sort of what they were trying to accomplish with the Atari Pipeworks games in terms of their story mode. Like, with the original Godzilla, you know, Destroy All Monsters Melee, it was loose enough, just like a single cutscene at the beginning and at the end, to let you know, okay, aliens have taken over the monsters, you need to kick their asses. And then they tried to add a bit more and try and take things a little more seriously with Godzilla Save the Earth, and okay, it was fine, and overall I think Save the Earth is still the best game of the three. And then they tried to take it super seriously with Godzilla Unleashed, and it just didn't really hit right. I could tell what they were going for with Unleashed in terms of its story mode, but it didn't really flow the way I think they wanted it to. And this doesn't take itself too terribly seriously. It just pays enough homage to other means through which kaiju stories have been told, and it just feels that much more organic. And surprise, surprise, it would of course come from people who grew up from a similar generation to me, I would have to assume, enjoying all the forms of Godzilla and other tokusatsu media and just implementing it in a nice streamlined way that properly pays respect to those different aspects. Storyline unlocked. Excellent. All right. Project Pipijuras. Not saying anything. I feel like I want to try another stab at arcade mode. This time... I mean, I feel like the OP move would be to go for Rawa. And that would be correct. I want to put my PP on a jury, you know? Is that Kaiju? Hello, Koshe! Yes, thank you for joining us. Yes, this is GigaBash. It is very much inspired by, and as far as I'm concerned, a spiritual successor to the Atari Pipeworks trilogy of Godzilla fighting games. And in fact, has a number of DLC characters from the Godzilla and Ultraman franchises. I just completed one of the story modes. I love Slung. I'm assuming you mean this guy right here. Skorak, the Great Devourer. Trans icon, yes. Trans icon Hidor. Yes, abso-fucking-lutely. That even reminds me, and I'm glad you kind of pointed that out, Koshe. I remember a few years back when the official Godzilla channel actually released a short, an animated short about Godzilla's son, Minya, coming out as a trans girl. And just the little short encompassing Godzilla starting to do research and just gradually accepting his daughter as his daughter. And it was just really fucking cute. And I'm not sure if that's still on YouTube. I would hope so. In fact, let me even just quickly check. I know I run the risk if I do show this of Toho slapping me with a copyright strike. Oh, so I am mistaken. It was not an official thing by Toho Studios. But it was done by someone with a deep appreciation for Godzilla. And also, you know what? I think that sort of makes it a bit easier to potentially watch it. So I'm actually going to pull this up. Just get that set up real quick. And I'll adjust the volume a little bit. Because I feel now more than ever it's important to have media like this. And because it is topical to tonight's stream, I'm going to say it's not really much of a divergence. Yes, Koshe, you would still very much be my friend if you were an outer space shit monster. Which, to be fair, what exactly is the difference between that and a VTuber in the grand scheme of things? Anyway, let's have a wholesome, happy moment. I forgot how smooth this was. Turn this down even a little more. Hold up. Yeah. Okay, first of all, fantastic taste. Listen, if it's this easy for Godzilla, what's your excuse? Also, we might have another quick ad break in just a second, so I apologize in advance. It's so fucking wholesome. Watch the ad start as soon as this ends. Okay, that was incredible. But yeah, no, I really fucking appreciate stuff like that. And just making our way back here. Jupiter was also the center of She Must Be Trans controversy. Oh god, yeah, no, that also sounds about right. Oh, and there it is. Yes, once again, and I am so fucking sorry for yet again having to give this fucking speech. Because again, I will try and streamline this by the next stream. If by any chance you want to try and watch these streams ad-free, by all means, please very much consider subscribing. It helps me a lot. And I am hoping to potentially make streaming a more full-time thing for me. So in the interim, I do apologize in advance. I will have to probably get used to this whole self-advertising thing in time. Alright, and welcome back to all of you. I am very, very happy. Salted Caramel Butterfinger. Yeah, no, I saw that ad the other day, in fact, and I'm not sure if they sell it at the local stores, Lore, but if they do, we're gonna have to look into that. But yes, I'm glad we were able to have that nice little aside for what I feel is still very much a pertinent and important message, even if only thinly veiled through a personal favorite IP. I remember Jupiter making me realize that I was trans because I was like, okay, so girls can be like this, and I realized I didn't just feel like a girl, and that's not all I was doing in my job. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, I feel like Jupiter was sort of an awakening for a lot of people in a lot of different areas. Of course, that's not just me being biased towards the color green and lightning-based powers, but you know, I feel like I should probably, in my own right, pay homage to this game by playing its flagship boss here for a little bit. Let's go normal again. Because maybe I'll stand a fucking fighting chance by playing the endgame boss, who knows. Uranus was another gender character. Yeah, you're not wrong.
GG Tower.
I love the fucking Gurren Lagann-esque fire jets coming out the back of Rawa here. Get over here. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, entirely possible this character might be overpowered. But hey, you know, gift horses and all that.
Grab his fucking dick and twist it! The old dick twist!
Ah, my word. How old is that video by now? I feel like that's got to be at least 5 years old by now. God. Yeah, iframes are not going to help you in this situation, buddy. I am so sorry. Wow. Oh, wow. Well, you know, I stand corrected. Well, stand corrected again. Okay, there we go. Gift horses come from... I would assume it has something to do with the Trojan horse, but I am more than happy to be corrected for you.
Why you bore me? I'm right.
Alright, well, you know, that's good timing, honestly. So, time to break out the D20 yet again. And let's see here. What we got this time? So that is a 3. So, on the list of unpopular opinions for number 3, I mean, this is even kind of apt for what I've been trying to do with the whole self-shilling thing. Your favorite content creator is never as good a person as you'd hope. By definition, they really can't be if they've managed to make a name for themselves in any given industry. Doesn't matter how many charities they've donated to or how many platitudes they've offered to impoverished or underrepresented people. Very few decent human beings gain fame by any other means than either directly committing or otherwise tolerating underhanded practices. And I'm gonna claim this is the reason I'm not part of VShojo. But yes, moving swiftly right along. Crochet is also correct and succinct. Yeah, no, absolutely. And God fucking concrete. There is a very, very special irony that I appreciate about... Of course, it's in this fucking map. But there's a special irony in having a kaiju that's basically just a Japanese Oni of a building. Tell a lot about the health of a horse by looking at their teeth. If they're horse, don't question it. Okay, you know, that actually does make sense. I mean, especially given all the shit that horses get up to with their teeth. Like, and I know I keep pushing on this point when it comes to horses specifically, but ever since I found out about it being a thing, I haven't been able to let it go. Apparently, horses will do this thing where they will just latch onto something with their teeth and just sort of suck on it for prolonged periods of time. I'm not sure if this is something to do with just general oral health with horses, or if it's just some sort of, like, special interest of theirs. But it's just a fascinating aspect of the animals. Oh, bye. Okay, no, that feels like, even if it was just the timing on that, that feels like a bit of a reference to Shin Godzilla with him blasting fire at the floor there. Do that with car paint and it makes them fucking explode. Yeah, no, yeah. Horses are weird. And we have no one to blame but ourselves for horses being weird, given all the fucking traits that we've sort of bred into them over the generations. Okay. Okay, now this absolutely feels like a blatant nod to the UFO map from the Pipeworks games.
Monsters, fight!
Yeah, no, again, I wonder if I'm playing an overpowered character. I mean, I'll say this in my defense. They gave me access to an overpowered character after beating the first story mode. So, can I really be held that much in contempt by the community behind this game? I can't imagine so. I mean, kaiju fans in general don't get much appreciation even within the community. So... Oh, interesting. Oh, I forgot this was an aspect of this map. Oh, and instantly I fucking... Oh, bye-bye. Bye-bye! Gorgeous, Sonny. Again, it cannot have been a coincidence that they called these kaiju Titans in the game. I'm just very happy fucking... Oh look, it's Gigantamax 2 Pikachu. I adore this fucking thing. I both adore and despise it. Because it is very much meant to be a sort of like nod to more mascot-y characters like Totoro. But at the same time, I feel like in a world where kaiju are established as a thing, evolution probably would have given rise to something like this, given the fact that, you know, panda bears exist. Oh, of fucking course, it has Kirby powers as well. Well, given that Kirby is essentially one of the most destructive forces in the known universe, at least according to Sakurai, that does not really surprise me. I mean, I feel like this is just kind of a bad matchup for you, my guy, as an ice monster. Oh yeah, I forgot. more fucking hazards. Oh god, that's so good. Well, of course. There we go. Come on. There we go. Oh, yes! Oh! Okay, no, I love that. Like... For the uninitiated, that specific dance there... That dance that Rawa was doing there has a lot of cultural significance, not only for Godzilla, but just Japanese culture in general. For anyone who's ever seen Osamatsu-san, or the series that came before Osamatsu-chan, I believe it was, back in the 60s, there was a very specific secondary character in that anime who was known for, whenever he got surprised, his whole thing was sort of standing on one leg and raising his arms in a rather flamboyant way like that and going, "She!" And this became such an iconic just gesture within Japanese culture and media that it carried over to Godzilla. Actually, no, Monster Zero. That's what it was. Yes, it was specifically Monster Zero was the name of the movie, or at least one of the English names for the movie, which was the direct sequel to Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, where, and some of you may have seen clips of this. In fact, once again, I'm going to go on this tangent, because I can, and always will. And I'm going to provide the visual demonstration here of the now famous / infamous Godzilla victory dance. And once again, I am very well aware that I am pushing my luck in terms of how much I can get away with Toho looking over my shoulder, but fuck it. I'm feeling lucky today. Alright. There it was. So yeah, it is very clear that these people did their homework. They understood the assignment. This is a game made for kaiju fans by kaiju fans. I haven't checked it out yet, but there's an analog horror series about kaiju movies. That does not surprise me. I mean, considering... Oh god, there is so much, like, analog horror Godzilla stuff, even by itself. And, like, I feel like some of it is better than others, in my opinion. But, you know, there's a lot of room and potential for analog horror when it comes to Godzilla, especially given the actual analog from which Godzilla was originally derived. Because people will often just look at Man in the Suit. I believe that might be it, Man in the Suit. Basically one of the OG Godzilla creepypasta-esque series out there. It's meant to be good. Yeah, no, it is, as far as I can tell, near universally praised. But yeah, people will often see this person in a giant latex suit and think, oh ha, funny, campy movies, and then completely overlook the fact that this was a film that was essentially the 1954 equivalent of a Michael Bay, or not a Michael Moore film. Jesus fucking Christ. Almost completely negated my own point there. But it was essentially a Japanese Michael Moore film pointing out the horrors of nuclear testing and the hypocrisies of the Japanese people and Japanese government in simply wanting to ignore the looming shadow of post-war Japan and nuclear culture at that point in time. I mean, literally, the reason Godzilla was designed the way it was is that in the original concept art, its head was meant to look a little more like a mushroom cloud, and even just the jagged, scaly skin was meant to look like, unfortunately, and it's just a little warning ahead of time, this is going to get somewhat graphic, but just the marred and burned skin of survivors of the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That was the source of inspiration behind the original Gojira from 1954. And yes, while it has generally developed into a series that is by and large considered very campy, I feel like monster movies in general, at their core, are all some sort of commentary on some either unknowable or unaddressable fear that we would much sooner prescribe to something with a face. But then again, I have videos on that subject. And I'm going to actually, for once, skip the whole shilling spiel there. If you know my channel, you know my channel. And by all means, feel free to follow. And of course, I get another indication that we might be getting closer to another ad break. You know, I'm just going to keep playing, and once the actual ad break starts, I will pause, instead of just leaving you all in suspense. I do like the look of this thing, specifically the unorthodox pupils. John Slugman. Yes, absolutely.
Saul Goodman.
Yeah, again, just that one final thing that would make this the perfect follow-up is just that one voice.
Monsters, fight!
Alright. I do appreciate just the additional little mechanical feature that with this monster in particular, you can weaponize its shell. Alright. Baby boy baby. I'm so sorry, but you kind of played yourself on this one. I even just realized that the shell for the slug kind of looks like the head of Iris from Gamera 3. Could be purely coincidental, but all the same. Just like me for real, you know?
Maybe it's because Godzilla's inside each one of us.
Okay, there we go. There's the ad break. Every time I watch Godzilla 2000 and I just get to that last line, the very last line of that fucking movie, at least as far as the... Because I'm relatively certain it's fairly similar regardless of whether you're watching in Japanese or in English. But, like... It was very clear that Toho was trying to return to its more campy, well, somewhat campy roots with Godzilla 2000. And unfortunately, that kind of shows with the, well, unintentionally, albeit, but it shows with the limitations of the visual effects they had available to them at the time. But, God, no. Welcome back, everyone. Again, I do apologize for you being sent to the space between spaces there for a brief moment. I was just sort of reminiscing on the campier aspects of Godzilla 2000, which I believe was one of relatively few Godzilla movies I ever saw in theaters. And even just watching it as a kid in the year 2000, I remember just thinking like, oh god, they're really hamming up the ham factor with this movie. Even down to the scene where they're introducing a new missile that they're going to try and use on Godzilla, and in the dub they have him go, I guarantee it'll go through Godzilla like crap through a goose. Beautiful. Beautiful. 11 out of 10, no notes. That's literally a matter of stop hitting yourself. I have to go now. My planet needs me. I'm close-ish to rigging the other eye and blinking. Excellent. I'm glad to hear you're making progress. Alright, and again, excellent time for me to do another roll of the die. Alright, lucky number 13, of course. So, random question number 13. We are going to get... Why do we keep thinking it's a good idea to do Nuzlocke runs with Gaelic Nox? Oh yeah, because content. Please go follow Gaelic Nox. In fact... Fellow kaiju enthusiast Gaelic Nox, I heavily encourage you to go follow them if you aren't already. They are also a very good friend of mine, a phenomenally talented artist, and friend. Anyway, moving brusquely right along. Oh, look. Okay, no, they knew exactly what the fuck they were doing with this skin. I mean, in case the Red King inspirations weren't obvious already. Red King, for the uninitiated, being a recurring monster from the Ultraman series, who, despite the name, is most commonly depicted as yellow. Didn't know the Logician could have friends? Yeah, me neither. God, this fucking map. I mean, on the one hand, these, like, map hazards are somewhat annoying, but on the other, it just sort of incentivizes you to sort of experiment more with the controls. I mean, I've always been a bigger fan of fighting games like these where, like, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy predominantly more 2D games, but I think what I appreciate about 3D fighting games like this that have, like, just the more, you know, above view perspective is that it incentivizes a lot more experimentation, as I said. Just specifically messing around with the environments. Very good at friend being, that is debatable, but... It's almost as if I'm playing the final boss of the first campaign. Non-fictional entity is very good as friend. Again, debatable. New skin acquired. Oh, interesting. Wabami. I remember talking to someone the other day about a fighting game I used to very much enjoy called Primal Rage, which came out at around the same time as the original Mortal Kombat. And it was very much one of those games where it had like one or two cases specifically of like, yeah, no, this is a completely different character you can play, even though it's literally just the other model with a different color. And the thing is, like, people can poke fun at that, but it's even been implemented in a lot of games outside the fighting game franchise, like JRPGs, for example. Or, sorry, just RPGs for people who take offense to the term JRPG, I suppose. Just looking at Final Fantasy enemies as an example, like, you'll have monsters that are relatively early game, and then you'll have that same monster but tougher, and it's purple instead of green. And I feel like there is something inherently charming to that, because it just sort of like, you could argue that it's just a matter of reusing assets, and to an extent I think that is the case, but I think it also does a good job of reflecting, okay, you've come this far in the story, and for contrast, here's a tougher equivalent of this enemy that gave you so much trouble early on. We even see cases like that in something like Dungeon Meshi, or Delicious in Dungeon. I mean, I won't go into spoilers, just know that that's an element of it, and it's not even too terribly much of a spoiler, in that the original mangaka for Dungeon Meshi took heavy inspiration from old fantasy RPGs with her work.
What if it was purple?
There he is. There's the Giga Chat himself, Giga Man. God, even down to the fucking Giga Chat hair as part of the helmet. Hello, Alex. Thank you for joining us. Yes, I have been meaning to play this game for quite some time, and with the announcement of Godzilla x Kong Supernova, I figured now was as good a time as any. Because, yeah, you can tell they were absolutely doing their damnedest to pay as many homages to the tokusatsu genre in general. Like, before they knew they could secure licenses for the likes of Godzilla and Ultraman. Apparently they never eventually got that opportunity with Super Sentai or Power Rangers. I'm not sure if it was specifically an issue with Saban, because I know Saban's been making their own Power Rangers fighting games. Or at least they've had one in the works for quite some time. But who knows? I even dig the sort of the detail that Giga Man has a stockier build than pretty much any other, you know, Ultraman-esque. And in that regard, he kind of gives me vibes akin to Beautiful Joe. Which, come to think of it, I think I only ever played a little bit of Beautiful Joe growing up. Oh, there's the Smash Ball. Well, legally distinct Smash Ball. Alright, there we go. Keep wanting to play this with someone. Did you get the deals? I did, in fact. I got pretty much all the current DLC, including the Godzilla characters and the Ultraman characters, including the iteration of Ultraman from Rising. Oh, he's just having a gay old time, Cochet. Yeah, no, that absolutely tracks. I figured it was potentially a Saban thing. And unfortunately, now they don't have Jason David Frank to back them up. Alright. Again, this distinctly Voltron-y motherfucker. Which reminds me, a series I've always meant to try and give a full proper watch, because it was on when I was still watching, you know, TV and actually had a dedicated television at the time. Symbiotic Titan, I believe it was called. I know it was made by the same creator of Samurai Jack and Primeval, but I never gave it a proper watch. I think the only full episode I ever saw of it, ironically enough, was the famous/infamous episode of the robot being flirted with by the teenage girl. Symbiotic Titan was really good. I mean, I keep hearing good things about Symbiotic Titan, and yet again, it was another one of those series done by that creator that were cut tragically short. It's a shame it ended up not doing well. I'm not sure if it was, because it seems to be a recurring thing with that particular creator, and I'm not sure if it's just that the art style has been off-putting to a lot of people, or whether or not it was the sheer presence of Brian Posehn in that particular instance. But, I don't know. I keep hearing good things about Symbiotic Titan, and I feel like I have to check it out properly at some point. Again, I do very much enjoy the character designs in this game. Clearly someone who took a lot of... I mean, obviously Biollante is a source of inspiration with this character, but I feel like even just like Lilymon and Rosemon from Digimon could have found their way into the overall aesthetic of this monster. Right out the gate, huh? Wow, okay. I mean, again, this is the final boss, and I am playing on normal instead of easy. And I can't really even complain either, because I am playing the final boss of the first story mode. So it's literally just a matter of me having to get good. Oh wait, no, it's for the whole fight. Yeah, that bar is not going down. Alright, there we go. Yeah, no, I may very well need to lose a couple lives here. Jesus fucking Christ, the cudgel. Yeah, no, I'm not winning this one. Jesus fucking, yeah. Oh, wait, yeah. Yeah, there I go. Symbiotic Titan was screwed over because Cartoon Network just suddenly hated serialized stories that he has story. Yeah, no, that also tracks. I mean, the unfortunate thing is it's going to be a lot easier for any television company to make a profit off of more episodic series that any random kid can come in on without having to have seen anything prior to that point. And I think it's that sort of practice that's also put just generally escapist media that is purely episodic. It's left a bad taste in my mouth. And that's why I feel like escapist media should always have some sort of point to it. If studios especially are going to try and push harder towards purely episodic series. But then again, that could also just me being salty. Could also just be me being salty. If I'm going to be angry, I at least need to implement proper grammar with it. Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, no, still got the first strike. Jeez, fuck. God. I am not having a good time. Having a bad time, having a bad time. I'm getting fucking juggled. Jesus fucking Christ. This lady's a pinball wizard. Oh, my word. Oh, yep, nope. There I go.
Rig the layer! Wrong layer!
I am so sorry, Laura. Again, there is a reason why, rather, artists will pay upwards of, or charge upwards of hundreds of dollars for the creation of VTuber models. I do not envy you for having to learn all the basics from scratch by yourself, but goddamn do I respect the hell out of you for doing it. I only now just realized that... Wait, is her health regenerating? No, it's just like I only really put a dent in her when I'm also giga-sized. I will say I at least appreciate the game taking pity on me for giving me a fighting chance this early into the round. Fuck, 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 fuck. I would like to touch the ground at some point, Your Majesty. Alright.
Is this it? Could this be the signature Epic Gamer moment? Or Epic Gamer moment if you're watching the English dub. Find out next time. Because it's sure as hell not going to make itself plain here. Alright, come on. Oh, God. Oh, God. God, yeah, no, I am fucked 6 ways from Sunday. There I go.
Ah. You know, could have done a lot worse. Let this be a lesson to you, kids. Never underestimate flower power. I just have to get over gifted kid syndrome and get used to the idea that I'm not going to be perfect. Ah. Yeah, no, of course. Ugh. Keep thinking about this bit on The Simpsons where Lisa's like, "Okay, Lisa, you've just been challenged. How will you respond?" And she starts sobbing. Just as I started reading your post, too. Me as fuck. Oh, my word. Might as well get this all set up. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. And welcome back, everyone. Yes, I can imagine the timing of that was a bit on the more humorous side of things. But yes, just had to get over gifted kid syndrome and get used to the idea that I'm not gonna be perfect at this at this first go. Yeah, no. Because the thing is, I only just now realized that Papa Jordas was giving me bunny ears. Sorry, just had a random autism brain moment there for a second. Anyway, yeah, no, obtaining any new skill is going to be a bitch and a half, just initially calibrating yourself to. Like, a big part of that for me was, in fact, voice acting. Like, I mean, yes, I can do a fairly good range of voices nowadays, but I relied heavily on just leaning into very similar characters, and admittedly doing some pitch correction with certain characters I wanted to do voicing for. When I first really got into it about, Jesus Christ, about 10 years ago, now that I think about it. Yeah, it's because I was also doing other things on the side. Like, I was a full-time musician and singer for about 7 years of my life. Yeah, somewhere around that point, I think I was also doing that. And because I was doing a lot of singing, that naturally just sort of expanded my vocal range. And
It made the difference from being able to do this.
And also doing this.
like, I would not have been able to do that, I am fully convinced, had I not also been doing, like, other vocal exercises through singing professionally. Fucking course you did. Well, I mean... you of course all know what needs to happen now. You have no one to blame but yourself for this, Faye. And if anyone else wants to point blame, point it to Faye.
It appears that you have summoned the big, bad monster into the stream. It is unfortunate to an extent, but perhaps somewhat fortunate for those who have been prophesizing this event.
Yeah, okay. I just realized you probably couldn't hear that music. Okay, here's the joke. That's what was playing in the background there. You regret nothing? Some people might disagree, Fee. Anyway. Pipi Juris. Casual that I am, we might as well go back to this. So I can get AW. We interrupt this program to bring you breaking news. The volcanic titan known as Gorogong is rampaging all over Luana Island. Elder Haku is here with us to tell us more about this titan.
Fools! Run and hide! Gorogong is coming for our lives! But we have awoken him from his peaceful slumber!
Don't worry, Elder Haku. The GTDI has everything under control.
You fools! It's because of them that... Alright, boys, let's show them what our new toy can do.
Oh no, he's got a hold on us!
You got hit, you Nancy! You don't even know how to fight!
Okay, I appreciate...
Dang it, give me the controls!
Sir, the mind control device is destroyed. Uh-oh. It's regained its consciousness.
Fall back! Let them fight them out! We'll just clean up their mess later.
Oh, this guy is floaty. You know, this guy is Alien Bolton as fuck. God. Yeah, no, this is... I do appreciate that, like... Because I often overlook the fact that with a lot of fighting games, even just, like, handling a character is gonna feel different in terms of, like, how much weight and impact goes into, like, their attacks. And this guy is a pure fucking demonstration of that. And actually that even works kind of for the best with him being the second story mission. So you can just tell that stark difference. And I appreciate that this is the way they're implementing this as well. With, like... Good news! The GTDI have won the battle!
Now's our chance, boys. Move in and recover the artifact before he gets up. No, you'll only anger the...
It's just a little guy. Don't worry, Elder Haku. The GTDI already has everything under control. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. Rest assured, citizens, the GTDI will always save the day. Bolton Metronome. Yeah, no, abso-fucking-lutely. This is Alien Bolton as fuck. Which, again, even makes it... How the fuck... Well, I mean, again, I'm playing on casual, so... But yeah, no, like... You could tell they were absolutely going all out to try and get in as many references as possible with this game, because I don't think they knew for certain that they were going to be able to get the licensing for Ultraman and Godzilla later on. The fact that they have this guy and Bolton in this, I mean, it feels like a reward for all the effort that they put into this, as well as the dedicated love and care. Which is all those little details of the aesthetics. Alright, they have the fucking robot version.
Sir, the rogue Pipi Jordas has returned to base!
Our orders are to keep it away from the research lab.
It's coming closer! Sound the alarm!
Pipi Jordas, we order you to stand down, or we will open fire. Command, we've got emergency. Requesting backup.
We're dead! We're dead!
Calm down, ladies. We'll hold them off. Mecha Joris, rolling out. It's showtime, baby.
Oh, hi, Diet Mogira. And it's funny because like I haven't played too much of the story mode of this game, admittedly, mostly arcade. But I remember like Mechajuris here being more of a sort of, oh, he's having a gay old time, isn't he? But being more of a just sort of map element that didn't really fight you directly. Maybe I'm just misremembering. By and large, it is nice to see all these little like nods to other kaiju movies, because this is very much, this feels, I mean, obviously you could argue Mechagodzilla, but this feels more like Mogira. Oh no, he's broken into the research lab! Captain, backup is almost here, are you okay? Ha ha ha! Are you kidding me? I'm pumped! Just keep it away from the research lab a little longer. Got it. Engine output at max. Rematch time, baby. There it is. Honestly, I'm even getting a bit of Zeton with just the general floatiness of this character. Zeton being, well, to just provide a bit of elaboration here, a lot of the major kaijus... Systems critical! Systems crit... Captain? Captain?
They have my funny little guy.
Oh, of course, he's just... I even just want to pause here for a second, because this brings to mind just an aspect of sci-fi that I don't really think is explored all that often. And that is just the fact that whenever we write series about intelligent alien species, it is always with the assumption that those species are roughly the same or comparable sizes to human beings. It's rarely really explored outside the realm of one-off gags that there could be advanced alien species that just happen to be kaiju-sized. Like, at least in terms of, like, overall larger narratives that I have found. Maybe I've just been looking in the wrong directions, but I feel like that, and maybe it's because that sort of borders on cosmic horror. I don't know, but I feel like it's just like an aspect to the sheer possibility of what alien life could be, especially intelligent alien life, that is not nearly as explored as it could be. And so I actually really fucking appreciate the fact that they're looking into the fact that, no, this isn't just a kaiju, this is just a guy from another planet who landed here fucking, and Gulliver's Travel style wound up getting trapped by all these tiny people. Also kind of makes it... Yes, exactly. That is exactly what I mean, Fee. Because you look at planets like Jupiter, for example. And obviously Jupiter is a gas planet. But, like, imagine a solid planet the size of Jupiter or bigger. It would be feasible to argue that there could be intelligent forms of life that are kaiju-sized or bigger. Maybe life forms bigger than our planet itself. That are also just as sentient as us. And I think that's just too often reserved for cosmic horror. Jupiter is pretty stupid. Okay. we just had this conversation about my favorite Sailor Scout. I will not stand for this. Ah, my word. Also, EOS, I believe, is confirmed to support life. I mean, I think we're hoping. I'm not sure how much confirmation off the top of my head has gone into it, but to my knowledge, it has all the criteria. Not the monster huggers grabbing the happy liquid. You know? Time check 9:55. I'll say this, Fee. Like, we'll probably call it, like, once we finish this story mode. Like, for the evening at least. Because, Jesus Christ, how has it already been 2.5 hours? Europe? It could also be Europe. I know a lot of those moons have been prime targets for potential life-inhabiting worlds. Europa. Yeah, no, that I do seem to recall something having to do with Europa. But either way, give us more sentient giant aliens. That's all I'm saying. And please make them anything but humanoid. Like, I feel like we need more, like something akin to, oh, what was the name of that movie? It was basically the movie where, and you'll probably be able to tell me immediately, Lore, but it was the First Contact story, not First Contact, where this giant alien monolith shows up, and the aliens are just sort of hidden in this mist, and their only means of communication is making smoke rings. I remember finding that just endlessly fascinating. And, like, it had a non-linear approach to the narrative, which was also really interesting. I think it was Arrival. Thank you, Lore. That was a very, very good movie. And I recommend anyone who is interested in, like, unique takes on the First Contact story to please watch Arrival. It is a very, very good film. Anyway. Humans doing as humans do. Thundertross reporting for duty.
Backup is here. Please help us.
Pilot, retrieve the beacon from the research lab and bring it to me. Don't worry, Doc. We'll clean this up and be on our way.
God. How did I already forget how to grab? See, again, I cannot talk and game at the same time. It is unfortunate. My word.
Come on. Don't give up on me now. BP Juris, huh? Impressive work, Oliver. It's going after the beacon. I see. Looks like it's recovering its lost technology, which means... Pilot, return to HQ now. It's coming with us. Yeah, we'll get him next time.
The way the humans figure out how the aliens communicate on Arrival is so good. Oh yeah, no, it is fascinating. And again, I do absolutely love any story that takes unique approaches to, especially with the lineality, is that the right word? It might not be. I was a neuroscience major, not an English major. Point being, when you fuck around with the audience's perspective on the order of things, that is always a good way, an intriguing way to tell a story. Yeah, no, we have an ad break coming up in about 20 seconds. Abbott and Costello reference. God. Alright. So I will give it another pause once we get to the ad break proper. But, just in the interest of moving things along. Of course Tokyo is one of the areas. I mean, why would it not? Why does that just look like Hope's Peak Academy? Breaking news. A Titan has suddenly appeared in the Kimura district. Please remain calm and evacuate to the nearest bunker.
Ah! Someone help us!
Hey, look! What's that in the sky?
Giga. Kick!
Fucking course is Yeezys. It's Gigaman! We're saved!
Haha! Hey there! Have we met before? Oh well, let's dance.
I feel like the All Might impression, as bad as it is appropriate for Giga Man here. I miss my wife, Giga Man. Okay. Well, there we go. Ad break. Oh my, would never. But Mirio canonically does. You know, I could say that I should have played this game for stream ages ago, but I literally lacked the tech necessary to make that happen. So I am just happy that this is running as smoothly as it is. Because God fucking help me for Halo Infinite tomorrow. I mean, I feel like another contributing factor to that might just be me being in a Discord call with someone, but hey, you know, what are you gonna do? And welcome back, for those of you who are actually back.
Reclamation. Defeat Giga Man.
Alright. I even just noticed, like, just... Now, this could also just be a bit of ignorance on my part for not noticing if this is a common occurrence, but, like... Oh, that's amazing. Like, we generally don't have many instances of, like, businesses simply sporting giant versions of the product they sell in media anymore. Like the giant gas tank over the gas station, or the giant bowl of noodles over the ramen shop. And obviously, yes, I imagine a big part of it is because just that's a style of campiness in advertising that's just come out of style over the years. But also it's just kind of impractical in terms of, like, upkeep for a business.
You're a tough one, huh?
Oh, rival dojo. You okay there, old man?
Hey, rookie. You just gotta catch my breath for a sec. Pilot, it's targeting the HQ. Don't let it get any closer.
I won't fail again.
Okay, I guess he's just big chilling there. I'm sorry, the big chilling thing just made me realize fucking... If they were gonna go for a celebrity voice cast for Giga Man there, it would absolutely be fucking John Cena. God. And I feel like Derek Stephen Prince would actually make for a good voice choice for the pilot for Thundertross here.
There's some good friends you have there, Davis.
Pilot, stop fooling around. It's getting too close. You tired already, rookie?
Not a chance, old man.
Ha! I like your energy. Come on, let's bring it down together.
I got... Be careful not to let myself get cornered here. Oh! Okay, no, that was beautiful. Fucking Skyrim ragdoll physics on this fucker. Oh, that is amazing. Can I throw you? Oh, come on, get her. God, Jesus. Ah, well, I guess it was too much to hope for that. It just... Oh, hold on. Oh, boy. All right. There. There we go.
No. No! Useless child! You failed again!
All right, Gendo, calm down. Koshei, why would you? Why would you invoke it?
No, it's captured the teleporter module. Pilot, stop it!
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Ah!
I mean, it's no third impact, but... I mean, if we were even, like... Because I know I initially opened things with, like, the celebrity casting. But I feel like, again, not to lean into the All Might bit, but if we were going with actual voice actors, then yes, Chris Sabat would be a fucking shoo-in for Gigaman here. Oh, interesting. In the old mountains of Siberia lived a herd of...
What in the world? What manner of creature is this? Where did all these buildings come from? Hold on! The Yetis are approaching the strange creature.
Perhaps they want to play? I better keep recording. Oh, is this a fucking David Attenborough thing? Oh. Oh, God. Okay, no, that's even fucking hilarious considering... Wasn't yesterday David Attenborough's 99th birthday? All the celebrity birthday. Yesterday it was David Attenborough. Today it's fucking Kermit the Frog. Also, what have you done, Lore? What have you sent me? Okay. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not laughing at the image itself because you're making fantastic progress. It's just that the specific expression, it struck me as a bit, well, I miss my wife, Tails. I miss her a lot. My wife is zooted as fuck, Tails. But, you know, I mean, again, like, the half-closed eyes aside, this is looking very good. The rigging on the opposite side is done. Excellent. Fisheye lore POV. Even just getting back to the Chris Pratt. No, I am genuinely excited to see progress continue with this. Anyway, back to bowling with Yetis. Or 4 Yetis, even. Oh, God. I even just realized, with them calling these things Yetis specifically, is this a reference to Bigfoot Gyra and Bigfoot Sanda? If so, that's fucking hilarious. Because, like, this is such a distinctly, like, Japanese fucking design. But calling it a Yeti, like, feels like such, like, a 60s movie dub thing. Or 60s, 50s movie dub thing. There's the big boy.
Oh, even old Alpha Yeti has awakened. Things must be getting serious.
I mean, again, also, invoking alphas among titans in this game. Too many happy accidents happening. Once again, it's a good fucking thing I'm playing on casual, because otherwise I'd be getting bounced around like a basketball here. Again, fucking Pipijoris going here like, I wish I was a little bit taller, I wish I was a baller, I wish I had a girl who looked good, I would call her. Whee! Okay. It's part of a larger invasion force. Again, alien Balton as fuck. Even just this fucking piece of PNG here, with the specific shading, this has the vibes of a game I would have very much played and enjoyed on the N64, for example. Another one for even more. Alright, going back to my DM. Jesus fuck, Lord. You are not helping the allegations here. One more for good measure. The allegations of your model hard driving under the influence. She's tired. Give her a rest. She needs a rest, apparently. The Giga Core. Okay.
Into the Giga Core.
I do appreciate that for the sections, like, specifically catered to the plot progression of Pipijoris here. It's just the general lack of, like, verbal exposition. Like, the visual storytelling is good enough. And again, reminds me of the DC comics. Or, sorry, Dark Horse comics, my bad. And so I guess this is where we get the other, broken boss character. So yeah, I am assuming that, I mean, even getting back to the fucking Dynamax and Gigantamax, this is supposedly in the lore of the game, the source of Giga energy. Like how Giga Man got his powers and how the monsters can turn big. Okay. Yeah, no, time to go. And I'll even say, like, another benefit to fucking playing this on casual is even just to encourage more people to get this game for themselves. Because again, it has been a fucking dog's age since we've had a decent kaiju fighting game akin to the Pipeworks games. And I would like to encourage as many people as I can who genuinely enjoy kaiju movies to the extent I do, to support the creators of this game by buying it. Alright, well, now... now I get the fucking final move. Okay, I really dig this, because with the last final boss of, like, the first story mission, that showed off, you know, the mechanics of, like, growing giant. And with this one, it's showing off, like, the benefits of the mechanic of the proverbial smash ball. I'm sorry, I've gone into critique mode with this game, unintentionally. I might be a smidge biased, but all the same. And even kind of tracks that with the first game, or rather the first story mode, it would be focused on a sort of nature elemental. And with this one, it's an alien invader. Just generally good theming. You know? I mean, why bring your armada to the planet when you can bring your planet to the armada? Honestly, I'm not sure why more alien species don't do this in movies. Zyva. Okay. Alright. Mission complete! Okay. This also makes sense, given, like, that was the entry point to the core. Okay. Well, given that we're almost at, like, 2 hours and 40 minutes for the Twitch VOD, gonna be 2.5 hours for the YouTube, I'd say this is as good a place as any to call it for the evening. Duly noted, Crochet. My word. But yes, I want to thank all of you so fucking much for joining me tonight for what is very much a self-indulgent stream. This was just me being excited for an upcoming movie and a franchise that has wildly shaped my tastes and opinions on media in general over the years. I mean, I was admittedly just planning on doing another Masked Rider reaction stream, but thankfully Lore actually showed me the Blue Sky post about the movie coming out, and I thought, you know what, this is actually gonna be far more fucking interesting and far more entertaining. Hopefully. But yes, thank you all very much for joining me tonight, and until tomorrow, where hopefully I'll be playing some more Halo Infinite without my computer breaking. Always remember to fucking think. Take care, everyone.